with the previous video, I don't believe I articulated myself enough, but basically the purpose of the previous video was YouTube, for all their, blabbering about, oh, we don't like sexual content on this, platform, that they pretty much profit greatly off of sexual content, of which I didn't really go into detail a lot about how that was. And I also didn't go into a lot of the sort of subcategories of it, because while you can find, generic, adult pornography on YouTube, or stuff that essentially is pornography, probably the one field, I guess you could say, where YouTube makes the most is basically the Elsagate stuff. If you don't know, it's basically a bunch of weirdos have been making videos with, like, little kids' characters, or characters that kids like, with the FNAF and stuff. But, basically, they're freaking, trying to expose their fetishes to kids. And very often these videos are not only monetized, but make hundreds, millions of views before anything's even done. Sometimes nothing at all is done. And put it simply, from a website that is notorious, like, case in point, if I were to show a picture of Cortana from Halo, uncensored, if I could edit, these videos, or if I could put her in a thumbnail or anything, there's a very good chance that this video would either be demonetized if it would be monetized at all, or I would get a strike on the channel. Meanwhile, you got people doing blatantly, against the rules stuff. Case in point, the thong reviews, or the fucking dildo reviews. I've seen, well, I mentioned a channel. It's this Lily Orchard person on YouTube. I mentioned her last time, didn't mention her by name. But this person does basically sex toy reviews, and while, I'm subscribed to her, and while I would personally, think that, it's something a YouTube adult, adults could have on it. YouTube not only doesn't want to implement that, but, well, just go to any creator, especially creators of stuff like, like Halo, for instance. Cortana has caused demonetization crises for dozens of people, and you get basically, you get channels that aren't even sexual, or don't even have anything sexual in it, but because, well, either you get a situation where, for instance, children's yoga. Not many of these are really sexual, but most of them are blanket demonetized due to the fact that pedos get in the comment section. Combine that with the fact that, YouTube has stuff like, well, you've probably seen sexual ads. I mean, how am I, as a creator, I'm not really a big creator, but for creators who do have monetization, do make this their job, how in the hell am I supposed to take this serious if, if people who blatantly break the rules are allowed to just, do whatever? Lily Orchard, for instance, I like the reviews and all, but, I made the joke of doggy dongs, and animal cocks, but most of her reviews are straight up human dicks on the on the YouTube, on YouTube. Some of these reviews are like 4 fucking years old. Like, and this is YouTube. I don't think it's bad if you put in an adult section, but we're talking about a website who is notorious, who is overbearing with, just how, much you could be punished as a creator. You could have your whole damn channels deleted overnight, because of worries there might be fucking, you might have fucking tits in the video, Meanwhile, I click on, I'm like, oh, I just won't make a video today. I go onto YouTube to watch some stuff, and I got fucking anime titties coming at me from all sides. While I got fucking women in very thin thongs, all over the place. And, I'm like, what? I'll just go and watch some kids' content. And then I got fucking Freddy banging Chica over in the corner. And, none of this is, YouTube just allows it. Like I said, some of these videos are old and monetized. Some have hundreds of millions of views, or tens of millions, and YouTube does nothing, and that's just for the stuff that they blatantly don't want. Then you get shit that's just, by their own rules, are breaking the rules, And meanwhile, if I, you got people getting fucking mass demonetized for blood in a World War II shooter, or you get a guy takes his shirt off and his whole channel just vanishes. Meanwhile, you got that stuff, and they make money off it. A lot of it makes them money. So not only are they punishing you for rules that are blatantly being broken over on these other portions of the internet, but they're making money off of it, Very often making money off your stuff, too. And, it's just one of the reasons that, I would love to be a YouTube creator full-time, make money off that, but to be honest with you, with YouTube and the way they've treated their rules where, you never really know, half the time you don't know what rule you broke that got you punished, but there are people blatantly breaking rules that you follow, and nothing happens, or something happens. They might get, the Zooier Than Thou podcast. If you don't know about this podcast, look it up. It is a podcast of dogfuckers who has basically been, all YouTube does is delete the fucking currently active channel, and then just, they don't disallow them from making another channel. They don't, basically nothing. They're just slapped on the wrist, and a lot of these other channels are just slapped on the wrist. Meanwhile, you could follow the rules and then just be destroyed for no reason, or there's a reason. YouTube won't tell you the reason unless you, go through a million hoops to figure out what it was, and very often it was just ridiculous stuff, And it's like, I would like to see YouTube change for the better, but to be honest with you, this subject is one of the many reasons I don't think YouTube will ever get better. It's not hard to find these things and punish these things if YouTube genuinely does not want them. But that's the question. Does YouTube want them? They're there, so, there has to be something about it. And I mean, but then, you try and make an adult-themed, video with it, and do all the precautions, make sure that nothing weird happens. Weird, isn't it? That happens. And then they punish you, or you don't do anything, and then they basically accuse you of peddling sex to kids because you were playing fucking Half-Life or something, and there was a little blood in there or something. And it's like, why even bother? Why even bother? And, it wouldn't bother me as bad if YouTube did not make substantial amounts of money. YouTube makes a lot of money off of the blatant breaking of their own rules. You know, sometimes, you know, I like the ad thing. You know, I could take my shirt off right now, you know, and, you know, I could get a strike on my channel. Meanwhile, the ad that played on this video, if I were to hypothetically do that, could have a fucking, like, just wild shit, you know? Fucking titties fucking flying out, and fucking cocks on the fucking YouTube, on the fucking thing, and, you know, it's like, you know, why even try? You know, why would I even want to make videos at that point? And, you know, I do, because, well, I don't have any other fucking things to do. But, you know, to be honest with you, I don't, you know, I get on YouTube, and I fully expect my channel to be just gone at any moment. And, you know, I would like for YouTube to get better, you know. You know, there are people who made millions off YouTube when the system was working correctly and everything was fine. But, to be honest with you, I don't think people who could make, like literally, YouTube could be the next Hollywood in terms of its influence and the ability to make a living off of it. If shit like this didn't happen. Among many other things, which, yeah, I guess I'm rambling at this point, but, you know, I think people need to talk about it more and to bring up the fact that YouTube is, you know, it's not just that there are rule breakers that aren't being punished, but YouTube's making money off this, off stuff they'll punish you for. You know, like, you know, there are people whose livelihoods are YouTube, who just suddenly get their entire channels just gone for reasons that they have to, you know, squeeze stones to get the reasons out of YouTube. And, you know, you could point out 50 fucking channels doing the same thing and more than what you were doing, and nothing ever happens to them. You know, or if something does happen to them, you'll get their fucking fans of those channels, you know, coming in force to get you for daring to take away their entertainment. You know, it's not like my fucking job was taken away for the same reasons that your channel was there, but, hey, I guess this isn't my job, so I don't have to worry about that, but anybody who does have this as their job, you know, you start to even question why, you know. And, you know, I'd like for, you know, other, you know, places to rise up as alternatives, but to be honest with you, corporate structures, you know, let's just say I don't exactly think that, this is going to be an uncommon thing. I mean, look at Twitch, you know. But, I guess that's really it, you know. Make of this information what you will. Pastor your favorite YouTubers. Pastor them to talk about this, because this really is something that I think is just, it's worse and more, it's more insulting than really anything. It's basically a spit in the face of anybody who genuinely tries to you know, make something that isn't, you know, just sex bait. And, you know, then they get accused of being sex bait by YouTube and punished. Meanwhile, you know, that stuff's happening. Some of it involving weird pedo shit, so yeah. I guess YouTube making money off fucking pedophilia is pretty bad, you know. But if I were to mention that in the title of this fucking video, you know, I would never get the hell. The title's probably gonna make this video vanish into the algorithm anyways, but hell, I guess spread the word, you know, spread it by mouth. I guess I'll see you if this channel's still here after all this, you know, but see you later, I guess.